Hello, hello, hello. Well, let me see. Oh, David. That was David that was a half hour early. Sorry, David. I thought I was going to be alone, but my little co-host is with me for a little while, so bear with me. Bear with me because he will unplug my microphone. Yes, he will. I'm going to put you on this leg. How about that? So I hope David is able to come back and return to see me. If not, at least I know he tried. Shucks. So today, um, well, if you've joined me, hopefully you've seen the thumbnail and you know that today, let me make sure I'm coming across because that's test, test, test. Okay. Yeah, because today I wanted to come back. Last week, we talked about DC's new slate of projects that they have underneath James Gunn and Peter Safran in the new DCU. And we talked about all of the new shows and movies that we're going to be seeing. But then Clarence had a question. Hey there. Hey, David. Welcome back. Clarence had a question, was like, do you have any idea where this thing is going? What story they might be trying to tell? And I had nothing. I had nothing. Now, look, I still don't have an idea of what story they might be telling, but we do. Oh, you're so intense. But we do have a theme, and at least it's a good it's a good theory for a theme. And if this theme is correct, then I'm telling you, it's going to be genius. Chef's freaking kiss. Let me see, because this is telling me I can't post comments to some. Let's see. Oh, Twitter. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be Chef's Kiss. This is genius if they're going with this. So I was watching ScreenCrush, and ScreenCrush is a channel that's hosted by Ryan Arey and a cute little dog, and I forgot the dog's name. But thank you, David. I forgot the dog's name, but yeah, but I do know Ryan Arey's name, and Ryan Arey had such a fantastic theory on where this thing is going because it informs us as to the decisions that James Gunn has made as far as with Superman and Batman. Now, we were told in the announcement that Henry Cavill was not going to be reprising his role as Superman, but we also know that we're getting a Superman Legacy movie. Now, the Superman Legacy movie is going to be covering Superman at an earlier phase, at a different phase of his career as the Boy Scout, the big blue Boy Scout. But Ryan Arey came up with a theory that says, what if this is not the Clark Kent version of Superman? What if it's his son, John Kent? And it makes sense because if we remember, and I know we're supposed to be going away from the Zack Snyder movies, but at the end of the Zack Snyder movie, there was a congratulations made. Congratulations to Clark Kent because he and Lois Lane were expecting a baby. So if this movie were to move forward in the timeline a bit to where now Superman and Lois Lane, or Clark Kent and Lois Lane, have their child, that would be John Kent. That would be the next iteration of Superman. Uh-oh, you dropped your toy. You dropped your toy, sir. So that would be the next iteration of Superman. And if that's the case, then we're going from the familiar into a territory that no movie has dared to step to yet. And that is, when it's no longer Clark Kent and it's his son John Kent, who had a human upbringing on Earth, and he had his father and his mother to shape his ideals. When they talk about that Supergirl movie, where they are going to be saying that she was raised on a rock, just floating around a piece of Krypton that she was stuck on when the explosion or the destruction of Krypton happened, she's going to be basically raised in an entirely different atmosphere. It makes sense because then you have two characters who are roughly the same age, Kara, not Kent, but Supergirl and John Kent. That makes more sense to me than to try to see how she would be different than Clark Kent, if you get what I'm saying. So that's one thing. Then we have the Batman situation. We know that we're going to be getting an older Batman at the end of his career, and his son that he finds out that he has with Talia al Ghul. You're really interested in this. I'm really glad. So he has a son with Talia al Ghul, Damian Wayne. He's going to make Damian Wayne, his son, the new Robin. But this is after, of course, those two have to come to terms with the relationship that they have or that they never had. Usually in this story, Damian Wayne becomes Robin, and then somewhere down the line, Batman is killed. And I hope this ain't a spoiler for people. But somewhere down the line, Batman is killed. And Nightwing, his original Robin, becomes the new Batman. If this is where James Gunn is going with this, then this is going to be fantastic. If it still has to be written well, still has to be directed well. But if this is the premise that we're going with, fantastic, because this is, again, uncharted territory. You said poor Lois. Yeah, Lois and Clark end up having a child, and they name him John. And John is eventually going to become Superman. And the way they're writing the comics now, John is going to be representing the LGBTQ community, which is a side of the story that needs to be told. A major superhero in a major universe representing LGBTQ, that is altogether different. We're talking not just a major superhero, one of the big three. And then we also have the fact that it's not Clark Kent, which is a story that we've heard a million times. We've seen a million different ways that story could be told and how it might play out. But now we're going, if this is true, if this is the way that Peter Gunn and Peter Safran are choosing to go, we're going to get an entirely new look at the Batman character and the Superman character. And even further, something that I missed in the original announcement was in the Creature Commandos. So we know that we're getting a Creature Commandos story, and the Creature Commandos usually are from an Elseworlds kind of universe where monsters are a real thing. So that the Creature Commandos has like werewolves and vampires and Frankenstein's monster as members of its crew. But what Ryan Arey was putting it, what if this crew has Rick Flag Sr.? Now, when you think of who is Rick Flag Sr., in the Suicide Squad, the one that was done by James Gunn, Rick Flag was killed in the Suicide Squad. And I think he was killed by Peacemaker. So in the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker kills Rick Flag Jr. This is also a legacy of sons and fathers and sons, because it's possible that Rick Flag will want some type of revenge. He's going to want to know who killed his son. And when he finds out it's Peacemaker, he is not going to be trying to make peace. So that too is another father and son. So it looks like the theme is going to be legacies, passing down your legacy, and to whom. And we have Batman, Nightwing, and Damian Wayne, Robin. We have Superman, Clark Kent, and John Kent. We have the Flags. We could possibly even see Wonder Woman, Diana, and her mother, because we know we are also getting a Wonder Woman series, or I'm sorry, a series based on Themyscira. So before the birth of Wonder Woman, but so between her being born and what we saw in Wonder Woman, we've got a series set in that era, and they say that one is going to be kind of Game of Thrones-ish. And I'm like, this actually sounds like it might be good. Once you have an idea of where they might be going, this could be fantastic, because they made it very clear that Henry Cavill would not be returning as Superman, but they never said he wouldn't be returning at all. So if he's returning and he's passing the cape down to his son, and it would be it could be Henry Cavill doing that, that's going to be fantastic. If we have Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton Batman, finding out they got a son out there, and as they get to know their child and try to erase the programming, because Damian Wayne, Batman's son, was raised by assassins. Talia al Ghul in the League of Shadows raised him to be an assassin. So if Batman were to get his son and then have to counter that programming the way that he was brought up, only for him to lose his life before he's able to see this to fruition, and then his first ward, Dick Grayson, coming in, stepping in, and donning the cowl and taking responsibility for the new Robin, I can't think of a better way to start a new universe. So I really and truly, this is my big hope. I really and truly hope that this is where they're going, that this is not just a great idea, that this is something that they're going to implement, because this right here, I couldn't be more happy with what could potentially happen if James Gunn and I keep calling him Peter Gunn, don't I? If James Gunn and Peter Safran do things this way, I can't wait to see how it. Are you about to get mad? Huh? Are you about to get upset? Don't get upset. Yeah. So if that's the case, I hope that's the way things go. I thought I was gonna be by myself. My little sidekick here is with me because his dad had to go and do something, and being a good Samaritan and helping a neighbor. And I have this package here with me. And he might be a little bit restless of this foolishness. So yeah, I might be a little bit restless of this, Gigi. This is foolishness. But yeah, so hopefully, if you're watching now or on the rebroadcast, if you have any ideas, you think that would be a great idea for the new DCU, let me know in the comments. I am eager to hear your thoughts. Huh? He's got some things to say. Yeah, David, I think so too. I think he's got some things to say. He wants to tell the world, tell everybody, this is your chance. Before I get into Star Trek, this is your chance. What you got to say? Say hi. Say hi. They can't see you waving if you do it down there. You gotta go like this. You gotta say hi. Grandmother's got a cough. Say hi. This is your chance. This is your big opportunity. Yep, you're spitting all down your 3G's arm. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. You got anything else? No? Okay. You gonna sit down? They can't see you. You're waving, but you're doing it down here. He's saying hi, y'all. He's saying hi. He's a little shy. I don't know where he gets that from. Yep, I don't know where he gets that from. Why you shy? Okay, so moving on. Are we ready? Are we ready for are we ready for season 3 of Picard? Because I am super excited to see where this thing is going. They've got a heck of a cast lined up for us. Wait a minute, I got to do something, Fats. Stay still. Stay still. They got a heck of a cast lined up for us. And again, I talked about some of my thoughts on Star Trek Picard during our big Star Trek presentation. Then I also guest hosted with Clarence on Discussing Trek this past Monday. So we discussed it there at length. But we're going to discuss it here too, because we got 1 week to go. I'm excited, and we got some news, some things to talk about. Excuse me, Fats. Let's see here. Yeah, no, it's been a long time since I did the slideshow thing, huh? I did it in the Star Trek, the big Star Trek video or live stream that Clarence and I did over here on my channel. And then I did it again last week. So I said, I feel good. Let's put some slides to this. Now, in Star Trek Picard, we know this is the final season, quote unquote, season 3. We know that we'll be seeing the crew from the Next Generation rejoining Picard in some big mission that he's going on. So that's exciting. That's exciting to me. But they've been keeping the cards pretty close to the vest. We do know that we'll see lore in this season of Star Trek Picard. We also know that we'll see Moriarty, which that was weird. We thought we was done with Moriarty, but here we go with one of the old villains of a Star Trek The Next Generation episode, couple of them. Now we're going to get him in Star Trek Picard. We also know that we are going to meet the new crew of the Starship Titan. So the USS Titan was Riker's old ship, and now we know that it's got a whole new crew, and we're going to meet them as well. So we got a little bit of biographical information about the crew of the Titan. We got a little biographical information about the crew of the Titan. And I said, well, let's sit down and break it down, because there was a couple of reasons I wanted to talk about that crew. And a lot of this was said over on Clarence show, but I didn't say it here. So I'm going to say it here. Uh-oh. Are you getting sleepy? What's the matter? Uh-oh. I can tell he about to get mad. And this is gonna, but anywho, calm yourself. Don't get mad. You just gotta sit here like a big boy. You were doing so good. You were doing so good. Don't get mad. So yeah, the crew of the Titan. Let's talk about that. You gonna let me talk about the Titan, or are you gonna be mad at me? Okay, the Titan. We know we're getting Ensign Sydney LaForge. We're also getting her sister, but she's not a member of the Titan crew. We're getting Ensign Sydney LaForge. She is, unlike her sister Alondra, she didn't want to build ships. She wanted to fly them. And she will be a helmsperson on the USS Titan. She's played by Ashley Sharp Chestnut. Some of the members of this crew, they give us the biographical information of the character, but they don't tell us the name of the it said who's on the Titan. This is our first introduction to who was on the Titan. So you're finding out, pretty much the way everybody else is. We're all finding out the same way. You're not dumb. It was Riker's ship, but now we'll get to the new captain. But some of the members of the crew, again, Ensign Sydney LaForge, and you'll recognize the last name LaForge. This is Geordi LaForge's daughter. He has two daughters, and both of them are in Starfleet. So this one is the helmsperson for the USS Titan. Our next crew member, let me see, I got to move mine down too. Next one is Matthew Arliss Mura. Now, Matthew, let me make this bigger for you guys. Matthew is a Bajoran officer, and he has served on the new Titan for the last 3 years and is exactly who you want at that station when you hear, give them everything we got. His station is tactical. Even though they were saying that, even though Matthew Arliss Mura has a very human name, make no mistake, he is Bajoran. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a story. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a story behind why he has this human name. Next, we have Lieutenant Tavine, who is a Vulcan. Now, Lieutenant Tavine is the science officer on the USS Titan. Several captains fought to have her on their bridge. The Titan won. So I'm going to guess that the Titan is one of those commands that you want to get. You want to be on that ship. You want to be assigned there. And the best of the best probably end up on the USS Titan, kind of the way we used to think of when we thought about the Enterprise back in the day. Yeah, you're sleepy, guy. You're sleepy. Our next officer is Ensign Kova Ren Esmar, who is a Hellion. I think I'm saying that right. They graduated at the top of their class and speak over 72 alien languages. And of course, when you have that kind of pedigree, you will be the communications officer. So Ensign Kova Ren Esmar is the communications officer on the USS Titan. Hey, Clarence. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. I think it's about to get pretty live in here in a second because somebody is upset. I wasn't supposed to have them. Our next crew member on the USS Titan is Seven. Seven is a human, ex-Borg, but I think we all know that. So meet the Titan's first officer who was placed into an accelerated Starfleet program against her own judgment. And there will be more on her on February 16th. She is the first officer. And of course, she's played by Jerry Ryan. And I don't know, she looks good in the Starfleet uniform. So shoot, I'm ready to see how she folds into being a member of Starfleet proper instead of just like a extra body on the ship. She is a member of Starfleet now. And then we have, last but not least, we got Captain Liam Shaw. He is also a human, and he is a former engineer with a long history within Starfleet. He is the commanding officer of the USS Titan. And I don't know, he looks shifty to me. And I always come out and I always make a judgment on somebody based on how they look in one picture or one scene. And then I find out that I was wrong. We're going to hope that he's not shifty. Hope I'm wrong about this too, because he just looks a little shifty to me. I don't know. Tell me. But this is one he's played by Todd Stashwick. And I don't know for sure. Oh no, he's the one that's from 12 Monkeys. So the showrunner, Terry Matalas, was also showrunner for 12 Monkeys. And sometimes he uses people that was in his previous work. Yeah, Clarence, I'm glad he seems weird to you too, because let me see what you say. David, you said hi, Clarence, and how come they refer to the crew person before 7 in the plural? I'm gonna guess that person is non-binary. So Claire said he does seem weird, like almost incompetent. Yeah, he got a little far away look in his eyes. He might be a little touched, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Liam Shaw. And David, you're agreeing the pic does look shifty. Yeah, he's a shifty looking character, but I'm going to reserve my judgment because it's like I thought Admiral Vance was no good for the last 2 seasons of Star Trek Discovery, and then I find out he's a fantastic guy. So I'm going to try not to be so. I'm going to try not to put him in a box just because he looks a little shifty. Now, next picture was a picture that Terry Matalas had on Twitter, and I blew this picture up a bit. Hey, Lysandra, welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. See, I got my co-host here. I wasn't supposed to have him, but so yeah, this next photo was a picture, and he called it oh gosh, I forgot the name of what he called it. Gosh. Did he call it danger at Wrighton or warning at Wrighton? And I'm not about to look it up just now. I'm gonna have to wait till I get fats out of my arms, because I honestly think that he is very perturbed by this picture back here, because he's staring at it, and I don't know if he's staring at it because he likes it or if he's staring at it because he's afraid of it. We're gonna find out in just a little bit. Stay tuned. But this picture, it was kind of interesting to me because when I blew it up a bit, and y'all know I can't see, I don't have the best vision, but I had to blow it up because it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on these view screens. We've got impulse drive is offline. We got aft shield operations, no change in it, but it's in the red. We got inertial dampeners critically low. You see that the whole bridge is lit up red in the picture. Warp drive is offline. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of red on this screen. So something is happening. And it ain't good. Now, I don't know where Wrighton is, so let me see if I can find something about Wrighton in Star Trek, and see if we know where it is. Clarence, if you know anything, let me know. If you know anything about writing. So, no, I'm thinking this is our first mention of writing, but I'm going to go down here and look in the article and see what he said about this writing. Because he dropped the clue. So, it says Matalas tweeted a behind the scenes image from season 3 opener with the hint trouble in the writing system. A close look at the image. Yeah, a close look at the image indicates the ship is in trouble with the number of systems offline or critical. So I did see all of that. Oh, he went to sleep. I did see all of that. So something's going on. There's trouble in the writing system, and this ship is altogether effed up. Now, I don't know whose ship this is, Clarence. If you got anything, let me know. I don't know whose ship this is, but this ship is in bad shape right now. I mean, when I say everything is looking bad, everything is looking bad. Oh my. But yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, something is going on. But it's just a hint. It's not telling us too much more. So I just put it up here because I saw all of the red that was going on that screen. And next, let me go back up here. Our next slide is, of course, these are just more pictures that they released from season 1. And of course, we see Patrick Stewart. We know who that is. Clarence, it's the Ryton system, Ryton. And I don't know that I've ever heard of it. And if I have heard of it, uh, now look, you asking me about the inertial, the real function of the inertial dampeners. Let me look it up. Inertial dampeners, Star Trek. I, I only got one hand. The inertial damping system were a system used on almost all starships to counter the effects of rapid acceleration. So yeah, that would be offline because the warp is offline as well in this picture anyway. So we see, and there was something interesting in these pictures that they put in EW, Entertainment Weekly magazine. But when we get to it, yeah, well they say it's like to I guess that would be the gravity outside of the ship though, huh? To help it, yeah, with the thanks. You're so smart. G-force. Yeah, so everything is offline though. It don't matter. We got inertial dampeners, warp drive. Everything is messed up. The ship is jacked up. It's like the whole screen is red. Okay, so we start with Patrick Stewart. We move on to Seven of Nine, who again, once again, she looks good as the first officer. We got Raffi, who is not in a Starfleet uniform. So I'm wondering what that means. Then we have oh, I'm not changing it for y'all. And then we have after Raffi without a uniform on, we have Jonathan Frakes, who is in all 10 episodes, which I didn't know that. And he's the only person that they made that distinction for. So he's going to be there from the beginning with Admiral Picard. Then we have Dr. Crusher, who when I tell you she still has it. She still looks almost 100% the same, except for the hair. She really is a very striking woman. Then we have Worf, and Worf is looking like, what is he? Is he an ambassador? What is Worf now? Because he is still wearing a ceremonial sash, but he also has on a uniform. Yeah, inertial dampeners. Yeah. Then we move and we see Lore. And this is what, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a lot of people. Let's get out of Lore for a second. I skipped Troy. And I also skipped the uh, aging like fine wine, LeVar Burton as Geordie LaForge. And finally, we're gonna get to Lore, because that's the one that was kind of changes my mind about what I thought was happening in this season 3. So what makes me change my mind is the fact that he's got on Starfleet. I don't know if this is a whole uniform or if it's just a jacket, but he's dressed like he's in Starfleet. So either he is impersonating his brother, which I don't think is the case, or he is on the side, because on Clarence's show, when we talked discussing Trek uh, on Monday with Clarence, one of his co-hosts said that they believe that Lore is helping Starfleet and basically pitting him against Moriarty. And now that theory makes a whole lot more sense when I see Laura standing here in a in a Starfleet uniform. Clarence says, "I have a feeling Geordie will be building ships." It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. And then he could get away kind of easily too. He's not in command of a ship. He's out there building them. But yeah, but this say Worf is gray, but he is part human. And he looks so distinguished with the gray hair. I like the look of Worf. I hope that I hope I like what they do with the character as far as calming him down a bit. They have made him kind of a pacifist, or I guess he still has his Klingon ways, but his first thought is not to rush into danger. He was far more impulsive as a younger Klingon, and it looks like he is moving into being a little less hasty in his older age. Oh, Clarence, I didn't hear that one. Clarence said he likes the theory that Moriarty will get a synth body. That is an interesting thought. Very, very interesting. And yeah, that would be a game changer that if he has a body. It still doesn't tell me, like, what is he doing there, what they need him for, but if he gets a body, that's a game changer. Then in Entertainment Weekly, where I pulled the pictures, they refer to Vadic as the main villain. So that implies two things to me. Thing number one is that everything that I thought about there possibly being a bigger baddie than Vadic is out the window. But the second thing it means is that there is going to be more than one bad guy. She is just the main bad guy. And that answers an awful lot of, well, it answers a few questions. No chance they recreated Data. I don't think so. I think it's over for Data for real. If they keep bringing him back from the dead, it kind of like it just keeps cheapening the effect of his passing. We mourned him in the first season, or at least I did, and Picard did. We mourned him in the first season, so they can't keep bringing him back. It would just cheapen the sacrifices that he is making. But who is she, Clarence? We're still not going to get a definite answer. But this next slide, nope, not the next slide, the slide after that, because I also want to know who the hell is this. Excuse me. Who is this fella? We know who the actor is, but we don't know what character he's playing. We know that he was helping Beverly Crusher in whatever situation she found herself in. But this is not telling us who he is. And the fact that they're keeping his character under wraps, it makes me feel like, in one way, I feel like he is a character to watch. So Beverly's helper guy. Yeah, but why are they not naming him? Everybody else got it. We even know the bad guy's name. Why we don't know who this is? He's mysterious. He is a mystery. He is an enigma wrapped up in a mystery. And I want to know exactly what the heck he's doing with Beverly. What mission are they on? And what role is he playing in that mission? I want to know. Beverly's helper guy. Oh, you're gonna make me wake the baby up, Clarence. Now we're gonna get into Vadic. First and foremost, Amanda Plummer is the daughter of Christopher Plummer, who played. Gosh, I had his name on tip of the tip of my tongue. What character did he play? Good Lord! Now I gotta look him up again. And of course, my computer don't want to act right. Oh, here. And I can't type but with one hand because I gotta hold this baby. I think his parents would frown upon me if I were to drop him because of Star Trek. Mm-hmm. Let me see. You say Will Wheaton's son, but Will Wheaton, General Chang. That's who it is. General Chang. So Amanda Plummer is the real life daughter of Christopher Plummer, who played General Chang in The Undiscovered Country. So there is a Star Trek connection. But they say in this one, and this is straight from Terry Matalas, she's a bit more theatrical by intention. She's a bit more like her father, Christopher Plummer, in Star Trek 6, and that was by design. Plummer's Oscar-winning dad played General Chang in The Undiscovered Country. I guess I could have just read the notes that I put right here, huh? Anywho, we wanted someone who would chew the scenery a bit more, someone who was fun to watch, Matalas continues. Having said that, when you get to know her story, you will find sympathy. Vadic has her reasons for all of this. I say cryptically. When you do find out, it will make a lot of sense. So there are pieces, obviously, that we can put together because they're saying it makes a lot of sense. So it's got to be something that we could, it's got to be something that we could guess, but we wouldn't. It seems like we could guess it, but we'll never guess it. But if once we find out, we're going to know, oh, yeah, this makes a whole lot of sense why she got beef with Picard and with Starfleet. So I'm looking at her, and the closer I look at her, the more I realize that she has a very human appearance, except for her little henchman behind her. You said Crusher Jr., David. What? Because Will Wheaton's character, Wesley, he ended up becoming a traveler. So he's like, I don't know if he would have had human offspring unless, he was doing a little something in Starfleet that we didn't know nothing about. But I don't know that he would have any human offspring. Amanda Plummer is in Pulp Fiction. Yep. I can't get to the mouse to put your comments up there because this heavyweight is laying across my right arm. Oh, let's see. Don't wake up. Stay asleep. Stay asleep. Good. Good. I'm glad grandma's comfortable. Got a comfortable lap. But so yeah, Amanda Plummer is also in Pulp Fiction. We don't have a clue what's going on with Vatic. She has her reasons for all of this. And I cannot think of any character that she reminds me of. And the fact that Matalas says that she will be a sympathetic character, it makes me wonder, like, where do we know her from? What part of her story have we heard elsewhere? What will make her a sympathetic villain? Because she looks like a villain in all of these scenes and pictures that I've seen her. She doesn't look like somebody who I would relate to. But we got a week. We got a week, and it's gonna drive me crazy trying to figure out before this week is up exactly where I think this thing is going. And it's done so well, it seems that there probably won't be too much crack in it. It's like it's a tough nut. It's a tough nut to crack. But and on Clarence show Monday, I brought up the episode Conspiracy. Then I watched a video yesterday on Trek Culture. I think it was Trek Culture. I watched a video on Trek Culture, and they brought up the same episode, Conspiracy. But knowing that this would be a sympathetic villain, and that that her motives is going to make sense to us, it can't tie back to that. That doesn't make any sense. The fact that she's got Moriarty and possibly maybe Lore moving around with her, I don't see how that would play into Conspiracy. And if you guys don't remember which episode Conspiracy was, that was the one where the parasitic beings, aliens, attached themselves to the base of a person's skull and took over their body, basically using the body as a sock puppet, and for them to take over Earth. Where what's his name? Picard and Riker found this out and killed you call it the mother, the queen. They killed the queen by blowing the head off of, like, one of the craziest episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation that was ever made. And Jonathan from Discussing Trek said that it was unsettling for him. It was quite unsettling for me as well. That was one that made my skin crawl, and it might be the only episode that did that to me. But it is starting to look like they're not going to call back to that. So what can she be? Let me go back to her slide. Oh, there she is. What could she be? I mean, her style of dress is not saying anything to me. She's got scars on her face. Clarence did theorize that she could possibly be a clone of Picard from which movie was it? If you're still with us, Clarence, I can't remember. Nemesis, Insurrection. Yeah, it's an intense 10 episodes. They are saying that this is going to be like a 10 episode or a 10-hour TNG movie, and hopefully they deliver on the promise. Hopefully we get everything that they, I'm hoping that it lives up to the hype, because right now I'm excited. I don't think I can get enough of talking about Star Trek Picard before it starts next week. And also, another thing that Terry Matalas said in the many interviews that he has been doing in the lead up to Star Trek Picard is that they are also leaning more into the military side of Starfleet, even to the point where, as we watched the trailer, the final trailer for Picard season 3, we heard the boat swaying whistle that I don't forget how it goes. Y'all know what whistle I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I woke him up. Please go back to sleep. But yeah, that whistle, that when the captain was on the bridge, or when an officer was taking the bridge, we would hear that whistle. Well, we are also hearing that whistle, the same whistle, in Star Trek Picard. And I cannot say that I remember hearing that whistle in any other Trek series. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think that whistle was only on TOS. And then we see, actually, not only do we hear the whistle, we actually see the crew person or the crewman blowing the whistle. They say that they're leaning more into. They say they're leaning more into the military aspect of Starfleet, which, for the most part, Starfleet is a military organization, or it stands in for a military organization in the Federation. But really, we hear that most of the ships that they send out there are not ever warships or ever military vessels. They are all out there for exploration. We know that there are ships that are fitted for combat. And most of these ships can protect themselves if something were to go down. And we saw a lot of that in Deep Space Nine during the Dominion War. But Starfleet is not, when you first think of Starfleet and you first think of Star Trek, I'm not thinking military, even though it has always been loosely based on naval traditions. This is not the Navy until now, because that's what Terry Matalas said he's leaning into. And in fact, that he'd be leaning into one of the TOS movies. And of course, in regular Tasha fashion, I don't remember which movie. I don't remember if it was Undiscovered Country that he said that he'd be leaning into a bit. But we're looking at a more militarized Starfleet. That is a Navy's signal whistle, Dave. And again, I can remember that whistle being in TOS, but I never remember hearing it again after that. And now we're hearing it in Picard. Now, the fact that it's in the trailer and that he made a point of that Terry Matalas made a point of calling out the fact that they're using that whistle says to me that it is reasonably important to something, or if only to signify that this is a different look for Starfleet. And by look, I mean they're talking the militarization of Starfleet, and we saw some catastrophic destruction happening to Starfleet headquarters and the such in the trailer. So it's telling me that we're gonna see some mess. And I don't know if this will mean to us, okay, this is where Star Trek becomes more militarized, and that anything that we get from now, from the end of Star Trek Picard to the beginning of where Discovery is, maybe that will focus more heavily on the military side of things. If we are getting more projects, which I still, I believe that I can't help but believe that we are, simply because they made a point to flesh out the bridge crew of the Titan. We got more information, and I know I always say this, we got more information about the bridge crew of the Titan than we know about the bridge crew of Discovery. And of course, we learned a bunch about the bridge crew of the Enterprise under Pike. And maybe this is everybody learning and taking notes from what Enterprise or from what Strange New Worlds has done well. But even still, even if that's the case, they only fleshed out these characters because they have intention of using them. So I'm wondering if we will be getting another series, and it will be utilizing the crew of the USS Titan. I hope so, because we have Jerry Ryan 7 as a first officer. I don't know if we would be ready to see her move into the captain's chair if she did this accelerated Starfleet program, but if things went left with what was his name? I don't even remember the captain's name. Liam what? Now I gotta go back and look. And yeah, I'm telling you, my memory ain't nothing no more. Nothing. Can't remember ish. Liam Shaw. if Liam Shaw makes it through this season of Picard, is it possible that we'll be seeing him again in his own series, or will they off him and give Seven command of that ship, and then we'll be seeing more of Seven in her own series? David asks, are they ever going to do something with DS9? That last shot of Jake staring out the portal still haunts me. Yeah, we need something done, but that there's nothing concrete. They've not made any announcements. They haven't said anything. Now, in Star Trek Picard, Terry Matalas also made it a point to tell Entertainment Weekly magazine that we will not be seeing Janeway in Star Trek Picard. A lot of people thought, oh, there's a potential we'll see Admiral Janeway. He said, no, she is exclusive to Prodigy right now. He said, but there are other Voyagers out there. Now, does that mean that we will potentially see other members of the Voyager crew in this season of Picard? Because there are other cameos that have been hinted at, but no more have been announced. So I'm wondering if we will be getting some members of Voyager's crew. And I'm pretty sure that would make Clarence and Jonathan the Voyager fanboys happy. I would like to see something more happen with DS9, but we can only just wait to see the success of what goes on now. Maybe they will bring some of these other characters back and tell us what they've been up to over the years. There was a question that I asked on YouTube. You see, David said, yes, this Titan crew lineup is stellar. Yeah, and you're telling me that you got some of the best in Starfleet, because each one of them, not each one, but a couple of them, they said these were people that, this is exactly who you want in the chair when you hear, give them everything you got. And this is exactly who you want in communications. They speak 72 languages. And then the people were fighting over the science officer, Lieutenant Tavine. So you've got a crew of the creme de la creme of Starfleet on the USS Titan. I find it very hard to believe that they don't have plans for the USS Titan after this. And if they do, this is a period of time that I would like to see explored some. Going back to the question I asked on YouTube, I had several eras of Trek, and I did a little poll, and I don't know how many. I know David answered. I don't know. I had a few answers. It always ends in a tie. That's why I can't do anything with it, because it always ends in a tie. I always only have a handful of people, and it ends in a tie. So the questions that I ask is, which era of Trek would you like to see explored more? Would you like to see the era between Enterprise and the first season of Discovery? Or would you like to see more of, what else did I ask, David? The period after Picard and before Discovery? Or would you like to see more of the period after Voyager and before Picard? Whatever the case is, my personal favorite is that period between Picard and the era that we're in with Discovery now. Wherever Picard ends up, I want to see more explored in that period of time. And that will encompass putting some more Deep Space Nine in there. Everything else kind of ended at such a similar point in time that you could pick up any of those story threads and move forward, going into the 32nd century with Discovery. Oh, I'm trying to pick. Oh, you said, you think my perception of the Titan captain being shifty may play into my intuition of Seven becoming captain. Makes sense. And look, it's just too easy, though. David, that's the only thing. If I can think of it that simply, would that fit? Would they make it that easy? Because that was real easy. That was a real easy deduction to make. So I'm almost afraid to think that that's right, because it just came too easy. Yeah. Uh-oh. Your daddy needs to come get you. Yeah, you heavy, man. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that what I'm thinking, as far as the Titan crew is concerned, is that the showrunners and executive producers and everybody wants us to be so excited about this crew that we demand to see more of them, like we did with Strange New Worlds, because we made Strange New Worlds happen as a fandom. you know, making it very known that this was an Enterprise crew that had not been fleshed out enough, that we wanted to know more about, and our voices were heard. So, if they do a good job with the USS Titan crew and this season of Star Trek Picard, then I have no doubt that we'll be seeing these characters again somewhere. We also know that we'll be getting, we may potentially, I'm not going to say we'll be getting it for sure because nothing is written in stone, but we have been expecting a Starfleet Academy series, and it appears that they're going for the period and that is run in tandem with Discovery, where we are right now, because we had Tilly go off to Starfleet Academy while she was really having a baby. But we had her go off to Starfleet Academy. We met some of the Academy members, some of the kids who were in the Academy. And I feel like they made an emphasis there, and that's potentially where we'll be getting a series. And it would make sense because they need new recruits. They need all the recruits that they can get, because they are still rebuilding from after the burn. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, David. But yeah, so they still are rebuilding after the burn. So they need strong recruits. So I can see them making Starfleet Academy against probably my better judgment. I probably wouldn't do it that way, but I think that they have a plan for doing Starfleet Academy in that era. We also know that we're still supposed to be getting a Section 31 series. And whether or not that's going to have the immensely popular Michelle Yeoh remains to be seen, but Star Trek seems to think so. So if they get Michelle Yeoh, God, if they get Michelle Yeoh back in after coming after the award season that she's had already, and if she wins that Academy Award, that would be a huge feather in the cap of Star Trek. So we know that one is coming, and we also know that that the execs over there say that they will not be starting another series until one ends, and one is about to end. Right? We know that we're about to see. We think we're about to see the end of Picard. They keep saying it's the final season. I believe that we're saying goodbye to the character. I would not want them to drag out this goodbye to the point where we think we're getting some more Patrick Stewart and we end up not getting it because time waits for no man. We know that every day he's getting a little older. We don't know how long he is going to be able to keep up with the appearances on TV and movies, which is why I savor every moment, because I don't think I want to live in a world where Patrick Stewart is not with us. I'm so glad that we will be able to continue to watch and rewatch TNG, to watch and rewatch his turn as Professor X in X-Men. I'm so glad we got the projects in these huge tent poles that we have of him, because it's choking me up to even think of a world without Patrick Stewart. So y'all know I love Patrick Stewart. I love old men. and he is one of my favorite old men. But yeah, and like not to mention, I if I had to make a choice between captains as far as which one do I think I could spend the rest of my life listening to, it would be Picard. It's my favorite captain in that manner. He would keep life would be exciting with Captain Picard. I think conversation, I think Cisco would make me fat. He would feed me. Yeah, but I think as far as who would I like to sit and talk to and just listen to and learn from for the rest of my life? Yeah, it would definitely be Picard. So what else do we got? What else do we got?
You on TV?
I am.
Okay, never mind.
Come on, get him. Come on, get him, because he heavy. My arm is going to sleep. Is Quinn back?
Yeah, he's still on the bed. I didn't even know he was on.
Did he go and help that girl? Ask him if he helped that girl move that stuff.
Oh, somebody was moving something?
A young lady came over here. Uh-oh.
Estonian.
A young lady came over here. They delivered her furniture to the wrong apartment.
Again?
Yeah.
Somebody got their stuff. We got somebody's stuff.
No, it didn't come over here. It went. She had to find her stuff, so she found it, but she needed somebody to help her move it. So Quinn said he would help her. I don't know if he did, because those are some big old boxes. But if he didn't, I'm gonna wonder why he didn't come and get his baby. See you later, Fats. It's been fun. Say bye to everybody. Say bye.
Say bye, people.
Bye.
Okay, he came in.
Bye.
Say bye, people.
Farewell. Adios. Hasta mañana. Adios.
Come on, baby.
Okay. Did you help that young lady? Did you help that young lady?
I ain't help nobody.
Oh, shut up. You helped him. You helped her.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. That was the entire family. The entire family came in to visit. Oh, I got my arm back. I liked him. Well, I didn't see him in Dune. I didn't watch that version of Dune, Dave. I saw the version, the more new version. Hey, Felicia Pierce. Yeah, you just missed him, girl. He got on up out of here. He skipped on up out of here on you. Yeah, he was hosting the show today. He had things to say about Star Trek and DC and all of that. Now he slid on back out of there with his parents. But yeah, I didn't see him in Dune, Dave, because, and I still, somebody told me to watch the old version of Dune, and then more people told me don't bother, so I didn't watch it. I was not about to be bothered. Felicia, if you're still there, did you get the picture of his teeth? Baby Ash has 2 teeth cutting in the bottom of his face, which is why I'm so surprised that he acted so well, because usually, babies, when they teething like that, they will be cranky, but he was very nice. You got to see those teeth buds. So yeah, I'm trying to think, what else do I got for y'all? And we didn't talk about DC at the top. So if you wasn't here at the top, I'm just gonna let you go back and listen to that. I ain't gonna go back over it again because, yeah. But I am super duper excited, and I'm still thinking about what Star Trek Picard is going to bring us for season 3. Are we going out with a bang? How are we sending this crew out with a bang? I need to know. I'm excited. Next week, Thursday. I'm pretty sure you're going to hear from me before next week, Thursday. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Star Trek Picard because I'm going to milk this for all it's worth. All the content that I can get out of this next week, I'm just going to squeeze it all out. The sci-fi version was better. The only one I saw was the one that just came out at the movies with Denis Villeneuve's. His Dune was fantastic, but the only thing I didn't like about it is where they stopped the story to pick up for the next movie. So the next movie, I'm going. If I'm here, I'm going to watch it. I always say that. If I am still present in the flesh, I'm going to watch it because they cut me off at a point, and I'm like, okay, now what the hell else happened? Because where they left us was kind of, it was kind of maddening. It kind of made me upset, but I've got patience. I can wait till they get the second one made, and I'll be prepared to talk about that one too. I look forward to seeing it. We got anything else we want to talk about for Star Trek Picard? It was big fun. We met the Titans. And hopefully we get to see more of them. And I don't think, as far as the way things look to me, I don't think they could do anything more with the TNG crew. Do you? Like, so after Picard is gone and we say goodbye, adios, when we say goodbye to Picard, do you guys think that there's anything more for the TNG crew to do? Because I think hopefully they wrap the entire story up. And I take that back. Would you like to see a show centered around Worf, or would you like to see a show centered around Riker and Troy, or who else? Or Geordi? Say, yeah, I don't know how crucial the information was, but I gave y'all something. If y'all anything like me, you're gonna be thinking about this stuff, David, because Lord have mercy. I am I'm stumped. I don't have any good ideas. The only good idea I had was pretty much shot down because I thought they were going to potentially lean into conspiracy, or what Clarence said. Clarence said that he saw a Riemann connection. So I could see that even happening. But then they tell us this stuff about Vatic, and I'm like, I think they're going someplace completely different. She's a bit more theatrical by intention. We wanted someone who would chew the scenery a bit more, someone who was fun to watch. And when you get to know her story, you will find sympathy. Vatic has her reasons for all of this. When you find out, it will make a lot of sense. That to me is just, it's telling me that everything I thought that we might be walking into, I was wrong about. And I probably won't be able to guess what's going on. And that's good. I don't mind being surprised, but I still like to speculate. So I'm going to still be doing this and sitting and thinking, probably chewing my fingernails, trying to figure out where this season is going. And as Claire had said to me in the Discord, we were talking, next week is a big week. It is a huge, huge week. We've got Star Trek Picard, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the Super Bowl. That's a big freaking 4 days that we got all in 1 week. And of course, I'm not going to be trying to cover the Super Bowl game they already said that they got all these trailers, movie trailers that are going to be in the Super Bowl. I gotta watch Super Bowl just for the commercials. Let me see how many movie trailers in the Super Bowl. So here we go. All the movie trailers, um, all the movie trailers from the 2023 Super Bowl. We are going to get Scream 6, which this last trailer, this Scream. Oh, let me pick up your comment before I go into that. You said you think the Titan crew would definitely make an awesome series. Cisco should be brought back. That's only if he wants to come back. They just gotta, I guess they have to pitch something really good to make Avery Brooks say, I want to come back. But going back into the Super Bowl commercial, I mean the Super Bowl trailers. Scream 6, which the last trailer that they came out with for Scream 6 was fantastic. That movie comes out March 10th, so that will probably be the final trailer that comes out during the Super Bowl. Then, let's see. Well, where's the rest of them? It says superheroes are set to steal the show, with Warner Brothers Discovery rolling out a spot for The Flash, and Disney is going to be promoting Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and the Marvels. So that's a big Disney slate that we'll be getting. Disney is also going to be releasing spots for The Little Mermaid and Pixar's upcoming film Elemental. I'm looking forward to that. Several other trailers are slashing their way into the big game. We got Paramount with Scream 6, Transformer: Rise of the Beast, and Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Universal is going to promote Fast 10. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's what we got so far. But I gotta go back. I know there was more than that announced, and I gotta see all of that. I'm not even interested in the game, but I'll probably go ahead and if I'm watching the commercials, I'm gonna watch the game. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period. Here's the full list. That might have been all of them though. I thought it was like 11. Then you got Rihanna is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show. So I might keep my butt in the seat for that too. Yeah, Fast 10, Dungeons and Dragon, Little Mermaid, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the MCU Phase 5 sizzle reel, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Creed 3. Oh my goodness. It's going to be just so much Jonathan Majors. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, we're getting a second trailer for that. That's about to be worth the price of admission, I'm pretty sure. The Super Mario Brothers movie, which I'm not interested, but if I'll say this, if I hear good word of mouth, I'll probably watch it. But this not something I'm excited for. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Hey, the way the Tom Cruise movie did, what was it? The one that just had Top Gun 2. The way that movie did, you can only expect this Mission Impossible movie, a Part 1, to be to probably be equal to what Top Gun 2 did. And look, I know that Tom Tom Cruise is a little problematic with the Scientology stuff. I also know that Scientology is not going to let Tom Cruise fail. So if that movie even looked like it wasn't going to break or it wasn't going to uh, live up to the Top Gun hype, they're gonna make their parishioners, the Scientology parishioners, go out and see that movie. You're gonna buy a ticket to that movie and you're gonna get your butt in the seat because Scientology is not going to allow their golden boy to fail. They know that as long as Tom Cruise is making money, Scientology is making money. They are not going to let him fail. So when we look at the numbers for Top Gun 2, yes, that they say that movie was fantastic. It had people going again and again. The fans of the first movie couldn't wait to see the second movie. But you can't tell me it wasn't some Scientology, get your ass to that movie. You can't tell me that wasn't going on a little bit. So Mission Impossible, you can expect the same. Barbie, I'm not even about to lie to you. I'm not going. I'm not trying to go. Yeah, David, it is a new Indiana Jones coming out. So yeah, the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And yes, it will have Harrison Ford. Then 65, and y'all know I love Adam Driver. That's his movie, 65. And it's about him getting sent back to, I believe, 65 BC, or it was some. He getting sent way back, prehistoric times. Now, just because it has Adam Driver, does that mean I'm going to try to go see it? Probably. I love Adam Driver. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. We talked about that one. I think that was all of them. But that's a lot of movie trailers that's going to be featured in the Super Bowl. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 trailers during the game. So yeah, I'm excited for the trailers. And whatever else kind of commercials, the commercials are usually pretty darn good in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to try to watch. If I'm gonna watch 14 trailers and Rihanna, I might as well watch the whole game, right? Be the first time in a long time. Last but not least, excuse me, I'm sorry. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. There was a world premiere a couple days back. Yeah, that movie has had its world premiere, and for the critics who were invited to the world premiere, the social media embargo was lifted. So basically, for the social media embargo, you can't it can't be an extended review. It can just be a couple of bullet points of what you either liked or disliked about the movie, but you can't go in depth during the social media embargo. But that had been lifted, and so far the word of mouth has been mostly positive. I have seen some negative reviews for the movie, but one thing that everybody is in agreement on is Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. They said he knocked it out the park, and I don't expect anything less from him. Is Shia LaBeouf why can't I think of it? We just sat here and talked about it. Indiana Jones. Let me see. He's had some issues with other actors. So I don't know. I don't know if he is somebody that they are trying to stay away from. We're gonna see. A lot of them aren't. just saying we're not about to deal with Shia LaBeouf. Let me see. It doesn't look like it. Let me see. Yeah, it don't look like it. Let me see to be sure. So yeah, he's not. And they're saying basically here LaBeouf's departure from Indiana Jones 5 is most likely because of his contentious remarks about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. In a 2010 interview with Los Angeles Times, the actor admitted that the movie wasn't up to standard. And you can't say stuff like that and get put in the next movie. So I really don't know what I don't know what he's going to be working on anytime soon. Let's see if he's got anything, because he has some issues, and his issues are mostly about him just being a difficult person. But let's see. In 2021, the actor took a step back from acting to reportedly focus on treatment. Yeah, he said he was taking a break to receive inpatient care and severed his ties with his talent agency. So he might be ready to walk away, period. I'm going to pull this up and just read just a little bit more. Yeah, alcoholism and aggression were the issues that he needed treatment for. So yeah, he has some issues, a lot of them, and he is now, I guess, he may be ready to rebuild his career, because he was supposed to be in "Don't Worry, Darling" with Florence Pugh and Olivia Wilde. I forgot who else was in that. Christopher Pine, and then some ish happened on that set, and he walked away from it. And he's getting a reputation for being that guy. So LaBeouf broke his silence on his former partner's abuse allegations against him. So he says nonsense, but he also said he has a problem with aggression. So I don't know which, what to believe there with Shia LaBeouf. So he said he did admit that he hurt that woman, and in the process of doing that, he hurt many other people, and many other people before that woman. So he did a lot of hurting. He said he was a pleasure-seeking, selfish, self-centered, dishonest, inconsiderate, fearful human being. So at this point, I guess he decided that's when he realized that he did need help, and he went and sought it out. So good for him for that. But yeah, it ain't looking good for him being in another movie. Yeah, he's having some problems. But again, we'll see if his stint in treatment helped, because he did at least own up to it, which is, well, many people say is the first step to recovery from these kinds of things. Now, back to what I was saying about Ant-Man and the Wasp. They are saying that Jonathan Majors, first and foremost, he's one of my favorite actors right now. So I love him so much. And he did a spread for Ebony Magazine, and Lord have mercy. So they said that he is freaking menacing as King the Conqueror. And I cannot wait to see. They said he's worse than Thanos. So anytime you say somebody is worse than Thanos, I've got to see how, because Thanos was a son of a you know what. And I'm excited to see where they take how far Jonathan Majors can take this role, because not only is he playing the version of Kang that we see in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, he's going to be several other versions of Kang. So he has the chops to do it, to be that many different versions of the same character, and I cannot wait. I can't wait to see how he pulls it off. So, and there was just so much Jonathan Majors lately, because he was in the movie Devotion, which I still haven't watched. It's on Paramount Plus now. He's in the movie Creed 3. He is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. There was another movie, a movie about a bodybuilder. What is that movie that he's going to be in? Jonathan Majors bodybuilder movie. Can't think of it. Let's see. Magazine Dreams. And it is one of the most highly celebrated movies that premiered at Sundance. And Majors was variously dubbed spectacular, exceptional, and volcanic. I would not be surprised at all if Jonathan Majors saw, and I haven't seen this movie or anything, but if Jonathan Majors does not, if the way people are talking about the Magazine Dreams movie, if he does not get an Oscar for next year, I mean, at least nominated, and he's so early in his career, it would be a huge, huge, huge notch in the belt for even if he got nominated, but especially if he won. He said, if I like to leave the house, you take me to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh, I appreciate it. Look, my friend Davina, and I know you guys remember Davina. She's always in the chat usually. She was like, she's gonna drive up here from where she is in Texas and take me to the movies. Now, I forget though that I might not be able to go. I mean, I do sometimes leave the house. So I forgot that I might not be able to go if I have the baby, because I'm not taking him to see no Ant-Man. You see how he couldn't even sit still for this hour that he was in here with me for this live stream, even though he went to sleep. Yeah, they said they took him. He's been to 2 movies. My grandson. He went to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and they said he was good. Oh, he was so great. He did fantastic. He was really interested. And they took him to see Puss in Boots, which is a cartoon, which you would think that he would be more interested in that than he was in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. They said he clowned in Puss in Boots. So I know, how I am about the MCU. I would most certainly have to be, if I leave the house to see it, I got to be able to watch it. I can't concentrate on the baby and that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to try to get up out of this house. We shall see. But yeah. At this point, it's time to eat dinner. At least for me it is. I don't know about everybody else. But for me, I got to go eat. I am hungry. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me today. If you missed the DC stuff at the top of this live stream, you're going to want to go back and watch it, because that was a hell of a theory that that Ryan Arey from ScreenCrush came up with, and I just reiterated how good that theory was. I also put a link in the description of this video to that video that Ryan Arey did. You're gonna want to watch it. It was good. It was good. So with all that, I don't have anything else today. Keep your eyes and your ears open. You know I'll be back. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.